Welcome to A Link to the Past Randomizer League Season 4. Today, in week 5 of Cross Keys, we got Waffle House Drive-Thru's Salty Fury going up against Boomer Friendly's Scrub Casual. So, we are underway and we're starting off, we're going as we get a big key in the Skullwoods from the Sanctuary chest. That's probably going to be helpful at some point. And we get a map from Link's house, which I guess you can't leave without having a map before you embark on your journey. So that's one thing. As we get we already getting the first glitch here, which is the fake flippers. We diving right in to get into the waterfall to get into a section of the map that we normally don't get into, but end up taking a portal, unfortunately. Meanwhile, this is the fun part about Cross Keys. Cross Keys is basically key sanity, and the entrances, if I'm not mistaken, are all randomized. So you go in one place, you come out from a completely area altogether. And the idea is that you need to gather as much information of where or what room or what door leads to where, and you're trying to piece things together before you go into getting the items and whatnot. Well, of course, you're still going to be looking for progression, as we do get a compass from Uncle, which is rather unfortunate, but we'll have to live with that. And moving on to the other chest in the basement is 20 rupees. So we're not going to get much from here. Our search continues for more good stuff as we are going into rooms, coming into would be dungeons or Hyrule Castle. Thank you for the correction on the name. It's Salty Fry. I should have put the P and H together. But we do get a key in the Lost Woods from Misery Meyer. So that's another key that we don't have to worry about as much. We're still going to have to do a little bit of searching through these doors to see where leads to what, as we get a shop in, strangely enough, in the Lost Woods. Usually that'll be something, but I guess it's a shop today. Sanctuary's entry is Ganon's Tower exit. So if you end up falling in Ganon during the final fight, this is where you'll leave from. That leads me to believe that one of these pits, either in the graveyard or in this section that is Scrub Casual's approaching, that small bush that he's passing by would be the room to enter Ganon, but it doesn't seem like that's the case. As we get a quick look from Salty Fry, checking the Hyrule Island, and coming up with just finding 20 rupees to scout it out. But yeah, Scrub Casual's doing hula hand to get some money so he can take the time to get the resources needed to, just in case he come across an area where he needs that money. You always need money in these kind of runs, even if it is like the rooms are shuffled. As we get from the small cave not too far off from Eastern Palace being part of Turtle Rock Dungeon. If the dungeons aren't completely shuffled, like if the rooms are not completely shuffled, I'm going to assume that Eastern Palace could be Turtle Rock. As we get Bumper Cave from the Saha's house. Well, Saha's hut. Saha's hut is a good way. But yeah, lots of rooms being going in and out. Hopefully trying to find something to get you some more checks along the way. And it looks like Salty Fry is going to go into Eastern Palace entrance. I theorize that this could potentially be Turtle Rock. As Scrub Casual takes an unfortunate death, he is going to have to save and quit. He probably wanted to try to get through Spiral Cave, but then realized he didn't have a weapon. So he tried to take hits as he go along the way. Took too much, ended up dying. Salty Fry checking the south part, this little hole area where the cave area before you teleport to the dark world from this way. Comes up with a key in the shed for Thief Sound and some bombs. That's going to be useful. They don't have a defense weapon yet. Bombs could be the case for a few moments, but right now, with no weapon to defend yourself, and you're just scrambling to look for rooms, hopefully finding free checks along the way, you just have to hold on to those bombs for a while. Prize is just some hearts. And from Scout Casual, he is following the traces of Salty Fry, so we already know what those items be. But Tree Pool gives us 20 rupees. I don't know for sure if that was tier 1 or is that tier 3, because they did take damage along the way. But yeah, not much to go off of here as Salty Fry is going into Kakariko Village. That's a lot of doors to explore as we get the back end of Paradox Cave where you are going upwards into the Death Mountain. And we get the tavern not too far off its next door neighbor. Inside Blind's HUD, we get the sick kid. And it looks like Scrub Casual is following suit as well. There are plenty of doors and areas you can go into to scout out and hope that you come across something good here. But Kakariko Well did not really yield anything. That looks like a fairy pit. And in the first house, well, the second house, we get a hookshot cave. And we get 50 rupees for the bottle merchant. Nah, I guess that's a lesson learned, so we'll just have to keep moving on. I do believe that was, what was that? Don't remember that room. Gonna take a peek in Father's home, and we are... Oh, this is the Wishing Well Fairy. Fairy that gives you extension ammunition for your bombs or your arrows. Unfortunately, that costs 100 each, so Fry will just have to pass up on the opportunity there and hopefully come across more bombs later on. Bomb extension may not be a bad idea, but as we finally found our first dungeon, which is from Six Kid House. So we now know the location of Eastern Palace. Moving on to some dead-end areas so far, but I know our runner's gonna take serious mental note of that. Like, they're gonna make sure they mark that down on their map somewhere along the way. As we get a sword from the Bumble Hut at the lower left corner of Kakariko Village. Usually that'll be a place where you can refill on bombs. There's a few rats there. Now it's a place where our first sword is at. So that's actually a sight for sore eyes for sure. As we get in the cellar, the potion, not the potion seller, but the merchant, we get fairy room and we get our chess game in the tavern, which gives us a big key to Tower of Hera. That's a pretty good find. But yeah, get used to looking at our runners going back and forth, scrambling through the rooms, hopefully trying to find something. We do get some little divergence here today, as we get Spy Cave in the library. I guess reading really does make you feel smart. We get a fairy in the blacksmith house, and under it is our actual Kakariko Well. So I guess you could say that's the blacksmith well now at this point. And thankfully enough, in the first part of the brother's home is where Small Fry ended up coming across the one of the bombable walls. I think that was the back of graveyard section, but that has bombs in there, and that's great for refilling right now. As we get our second dungeon reveal, the chess game in the light world being a Swamp Palace dungeon. As we our friend Scrub Casual decided to take the dive to Eastern to see what kind of checks he comes across. He does not have any bombs, but that's sword. Oh wait, you know what? They have the sword, so they should be completely fine. Speaking of bombs, though, the dungeon was kind enough to give Scrub Casual some, but it's not gonna really do much the moment Scrub Casual finds out that the back of the cemetery is where the first door for the brothers' room that leads to the race maze. It's gonna have bombs, but meanwhile, Small Fry, well, Salty Fry, Small Fry, Big Fry, they're all salty, takes a dip into the Paradox Cave and comes out into the Dark World. Meanwhile, Scrub Casual pulling up the flute in the Eastern Palace. That's a huge find. That means Death Mountain is in logic. That's more rooms to be had here, as well as perhaps, if they feel rather inclined, checking out a little bit of the Desert Palace, I guess. Oh wait, no, they can't even do that. They ain't got Talismans or Mirror for that matter. But yeah, it looks like Eastern was the good call today to get that early boost into being able to move around quickly. Flute is very, if you can find that flute very early, it just makes routing not only a lot more convenient, but also helps out a lot in case you have Misery Mire as one of your required dungeons to finish the game. It just feels good. The next item that really feels good is the boots. Finding that early, you'll find yourself cutting your time required to clear stuff quite a lot. While I was explaining that, Salty Fry clearing out Paradox Cave, and unfortunately didn't come out with anything substantial. Most likely a big key to Eastern Palace, but that's still a good find. Unfortunately, with that item density, you're hoping that you could come across something even better, but it doesn't seem like that'll be the case here. And it looks like Scrub Casual is gonna finish up their checks at the lower end of Kakariko Village, the south part of it, which you'll come across the second dungeon that we saw earlier, as well as Graveyard Ledge once they get to it. So yeah, Salty Fry. I don't think he's going to be behind, but I feel like if he doesn't take the dive into Eastern, sooner or later he's going to start falling behind with that knowledge in place that we now know where Flute is at. How long will it take for Salty Fry to find this Flute? And how soon can if that is the case, like, how soon will Salty Fry be able to, at the very least, catch up to the progression that Scrub has, if all else fails? As we take a dip into the Witch's Hut, and this is the back end of the Hookshot Cave, where that bombable wall is at, where you have to bomb a few walls to get on top of the Death Mountain Island to get an item, but we're not going to be able to do that here. All the dungeons, all the doors are kind of shuffled at the moment. And now we're finally going into the south part of Hyrule, Light World, as we get the back end, the one end of Turtle Rock being at the bombable wall at the up there where Light Worlds would be High Cave, which is kind of wild when you think about it. Though getting greeted by lasers is not a good feeling. In the Mini Moldrum Cave, we get Ganon's Tower. Ganon's Tower in Mini Moldrum Cave. This game, this season is full of surprises today, I see. We do get a bottle for our efforts, though. 2 of them! Hey, we got a red, we got a blue. Man, we should mix those up. We get some purple going. But yeah, that's enough to sate Salty Fry's curiosity for the moment, as he is going to check out the dam from the looks of it. Meanwhile, our dear friend Scrub Casual, I believe they are tracing these steps Salty Fry is taken, so they did get their Eastern Big Key. More likely than not, until they get the bow, we are not going to be seeing Eastern cleared yet, but theoretically, we could see a few more, like, desperation checks from there, if our runners are running out of ideas. But, that's highly unlikely, as, Salty Fry, I meant to say this, ends up finding another dungeon. I didn't take a moment to look at what the dungeon was, but I do... There's even another dungeon here! Hey! We're finding dungeons today in this seed. Yeah, it looks like we got ourselves another dungeon, which is the back end of Skull Woods. Usually you'll need the fire rod to get through here. Well, you still need the fire rod because there's still an area. Well, you just need a light source in general to get through the rest of this dungeon to fight Mafia. But without that, there's not much to do after that check. So a quick death warp to get back to the entrance from the Aeginus Cave, and we're gonna continue on our merry little way. Meanwhile, Scrub Casual's taking the dive into the Hyrule Castle's basement to go and see if Zelda is still there to be rescued, but more importantly, to see what chests are in there, as we did pull up a small key to turn around, which will help them out a lot in this kind of with this nature of the sea going. Meanwhile, Salty Fry's coming across the High Cave, and I'm gonna say this is not a High Cave at all. This is misleading. I want my refund on this High Cave. This High Cave's not hype at all. Back over to Scrub Casual, they did pull up a key, and that is going to be to Misery Mire. So that's another key for Misery Mire that we got on our belts. Gotta make sure we got all of our keys all nicely secured in our ring belt today. And it looks like Salty Fry is going to follow suit behind Scrub Casual's trail. So he's going to be taking the time to go through the process of opening all these chests and getting some of the stuff here. Meanwhile, Scrub Casual slowly finishing it up. Well, not slowly. These are speedrunners. They're making sure they're getting there as fast as possible. As we pulled up a Moon Pearl on Zelda's prison chest. That is a huge find. We are like, I feel like that really helps out a lot, given how random the entrances and exits are. Because now they can go into the Dark World without much worry. That means that if one of those areas that led to the Dark World, I don't remember which room it was, and this is why I don't do cross keys, because I have goldfish memory at the moment. But once they come out of it, they'll be able to investigate the Dark World a little bit more and be able to come across the more checks, and that's just more progression along the way. And Scrub Casual being our first runner in this race to step into the Dark World with Moon Pearl. There's a lot to be checked around here, especially if you're on the west side of it. That is a lot of checks to check, and a lot of I was going to say a lot of tunnels to tunnel through, but that's not the case. A lot of doors and entrances to go through to see where they can find and hopefully come across more checks along the way. As we do get the Lumberjack's house only had a shop, so that's not really giving us that much to go off of. So we're going to keep on moving. We're going to step into the Village of Outcasts very soon. But first, we're going to take a quick detour to Skull Woods. Skull Woods got some fallable places that you can fall down from. And if we already routed out that Ganon's Tower was near Sanctuary, if I'm not mistaken, that Ganon is not too far off, so they can go ahead and do this. And it turns out that this is was that the vanilla location? Drop-off point for Skull Woods? It seems like that's the case. I feel like that's the case. We do get a hook shot though, and that's a huge find. More progression, and not only that, probably one of my favorite sub items to acquire. Next, I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone's favorites is boots, but yeah, hookshot, not only you can use it to traverse to a little bit of the areas a lot more quickly, key areas that you need to get through. They can actually do hookshot cave now if they want to, but more importantly, they can do stun prize with it. And if stun prize is huge, they can really use that to its benefit. Taking a death warp to go ahead and head back to the hopefully what should be the entrance to this dungeon, but I think that was a oopsie daisy death. Don't know for sure. Meanwhile, Salty Fry picking up a piece of heart from the chicken hut. I don't remember where the location of that chicken hut is, but it is. Oh, hey, it's in the Village of Outcasts. Who would have thought they would be able to raise chickens? Usually those chickens wouldn't have feathers on them at all, from the looks of it. Those are some very, very plumed chickens there in the Dark World. But we are coming across Desert Palace in the Fortune Teller Dark Worlds area, so this is another huge find. That means a few more checks can be had, but more importantly, scouting out this dungeon, at least a few chests here, as well as what's on the torch, which is a small key that could be important, that could not be important. We don't know for sure. We ain't got the boots. We need our boots. Meanwhile, Scrub Casual's taking another fall into Skull Woods, and looks like they're gonna save and quit. I think they already exhausted the Skull Woods area, though I don't think that would have been a good idea, but I guess they wanted to just leave, I guess. Or figure out which areas that they fall through could be different. That's understandable as well, but yeah, we're gonna keep on trucking as we are moving on into. Oh, we're going back into the Kakariko for Scrub Casual. Meanwhile, Salty Fry, he's going into the hut, which should be a merchant in there, but it's not. It's a fortune teller instead. I mean, not much of a desired result from that door. So now we're gonna go to what would be Hype Cave. On the wall, go inside, and we get Super Bunny Hop Cave. But we're not gonna do that yet. We're gonna keep checking around the area. That sounds like the sound plan Salty Fry is taking up right now as he pulls out some more 20 rupees. Trying to get up to I want to say they want to try to get up to 500 just so they can pay a visit to Zora. And this makes a lot of sense. Also, that was excellent knowledge of knowing where to pull to get the tree pull prize. Meanwhile, Scrub Casual in the Palace of Darkness dungeon. I did not take a moment to look at where he went into, but he did pull up a piece of heart in the shooter room, so there's not much to be had in this dungeon. They're gonna promptly leave. They're gonna keep searching about. Oh, it's weird. Now, this area is not really common if you're playing on like a standard C, but on cross keys. Knowing where that area is at is good, because that would be the shop that will sell you your red shield, if I'm not mistaken. But knowing that's the next dungeon, the Palace of Darkness dungeon that they can go into, is a good thing, as we see Salty Fry paying a visit to Stompy. Stompy gives us a key, and that key is to Ganon's tower. That's perfectly fine. We can never be too short on keys that much, but we're going to get to the point where we are desperately looking for progression afterwards. So keys and progression, fantastic. Keys, okay, that's good. That means we don't have to worry much about searching for them. But anything just, oh, hey, look, it's the hammer. Speaking of progression, in the C-shaped house, which was located in the archery Dark World entrance. That's fantastic. So hammer kind of being a little ways off into acquiring, but thankfully with that hammer, they'll be able to do take out a few pegs to get access to other areas in the Dark World to look into more dungeons. Well, not more dungeons, but more entries and entrances and whatnot. But yeah, save and quit, because that is as far as you can go, unless you have Titan's Mitts. If you have Titan's Mitt, you can keep going into Village of Outcasts, and then you could route into the Peg Cave. But outside of that, nah, we don't have anything of that sort. So we're gonna loop back around, back into Hyrule Castle from Lumberjack House, and we're gonna go into the Dark World this way. Meanwhile, Scrub Casual's going into the Super Bunny Hop Cave, and they're going to investigate what these two chests that Salty Fry passed up on, and these will be 2 compasses. We don't need to see compasses. Compasses don't really help us that much. We're not that lost that we need a compass at this point. Meanwhile, Sick Kid gives us some bombs. Guess you could say Sick Kid had a little bit of a explosive personality there, but moving on. Our chess game in the Dark World is just another village room, which had nothing in there at all, so no dice. And we're now seeing Salty Fry getting some extensions, which is why they was getting all that money to begin with, which is definitely a not bad of an investment. 15 more bombs, 35 more arrows. You can always use a little bit more. Like if they didn't have a weapon, that would be a good investment. I like the best investment they can do so far. But at this point, don't really need to worry about it that much. But I digress. As we are going into the Kakarika Well, this is a good set amount of checks. Hopefully we get something good. We get a small key to Ganon's tower. That's alright. In the other ones, we get a map, Go Woods, a compass, Swamp Palace, and a piece of heart. If you haven't, my tone just kind of died because I was like brimming with excitement at first. Now I'm just like, why are you like this, Seed? Where's our goodies? But I guess I can't complain. We did get our hammers from the archery room, which, if I'm not mistaken, that could lead into a few other areas, but I don't know where. I'm so confused right now. Oh, okay. Thank you for clearing that up for me, chat. Okay. Salty Frog did check out Super Money Hop Cave, but from a different angle, and I didn't pay attention to that. But yeah, Salty Fry is going to come in here, come across Palace of Darkness, they're gonna go dive into the shooter room because, I mean, why wouldn't you? You're hoping to look to see if you can find some goodies in there. And probably gonna come out disappointed, which I don't blame them at that point. Like, really? A full heart? I guess, maybe. But yeah, there's gonna be a lot of crisscrossing from our two runners now. Having hammer is definitely something good. Hammer sword does red sword damage, which is the red sword being tempered sword. So hitboxes are a little wonky, but if you're really good at nailing things with the hammer, all pun intended, you can definitely go far and not having to worry about having a sword until you get to Skull Woods or Hyrule's Castle Tower. Inside the Swamp Palace entrance, though, from Scrub Casual, we did get a peek and found out that it was Ice Palace all along. Everything's frozen in the Swamp Palace, I guess. Yeah, this scene's looking to be pretty nice in terms of having locations of where our dungeons are. But as far as progression goes, yeah, this being very stingy right now. But I guess that comes across with the nature of everything being cross keys. Well, yeah, cross keys in general. Like, you got your keys, maps, and compasses shuffled throughout all the chests, and not only that, the entrances are shuffled, the exits are shuffled, and you're just wondering where are you, where are you going, what have you to look for. As we do get from Scrub Casual a small key to Swamp Palace and a small key to Castle Tower, so those are great. As he comes out of the Dark Worlds version of the cave area before you go into the Palace of Darkness area, and we get, I do believe, what did they pull up? What did Salty Fry pulled up that I just looked at, took a peek at, and then not realize what they did just pulled out? Oh well, that later. For now, though, we see that Scrub Casual decided to take a dip and fell down and comes out of the entrance to, I think, where the Dark World Saha's closet is at. Well, Saha's room, hut, whichever that may be. I can't keep track of these names at this point. My tongue is a little tied. Oh, okay, a bottle fairy. All right. Yeah, I need y'all as my second pair of eyes because unfortunately, darting between these two runners doing a fantastic job of routing and scouting out areas, which I might add. Speaking of which, do give our runners a follow on their respective Twitch channels. They do a lot of good work in speedrunning. While we're on that, I'm gonna plug this in as well. We can always be really thankful of our tracker today, Lady Laura Linda, who is doing a very good job of keeping track of all of our runners' acquired equipment, because I'm doing a terrible job trying to keep track of it, as well as give our restreamer, who blessed us with this run today, for being able to do that. Diesel Applied Pilot, which I probably wish he was my 6 at this point. But yeah, enough with the plugs. On with more chest unlocking and mini Mojum cave. I just get 20s, some 300s, a piece of heart, and a big key to Turtle Rock. That is a good find. We're gonna keep on trucking with that kind of acquirement. And inside the Peg House in the Dark Road is our brewery, which gives us a key to Castle Tower. I do believe that's 2 keys for the Castle Tower. I wonder if this seed is telling us to go into the direction of going to Hyrule Castle. But in order to do that, we need to find the door that leads to there. Meanwhile, Scrub Castle making use of that hookshot, going into Hookshot Cave, getting us a Samora Cane, 300 rupees. I think that was a piece of heart he pulled up in the first one, and some bombs. That Samora Cane is big, really, really big. If I was to, even if I found a Samora Cane this early in the seed, I'll be thankful for it. As Scrub Castle is gonna follow Salty Fry's tracks into going into Kakariko Well. And excuse me for a moment, I almost about to sneeze. Yeah, all this assignment is making me feel a little bit allergic. Nah, I'm just allergic to seeing Seed being really rude right now. But yeah, I just now noticed that Salty Fry didn't take a step into Skull Woods. Skull Woods in this vanilla location, right? But yeah, not going into Skull Woods will hurt in this situation, for sure. As we get to the rock entry, I think that was Bombos? Yes, that was Bombos. Yeah, to the rock's entry is Bombos, and it looks like Salty Fry is going to take a look into these rooms. He finds the dam. What does our dam have? Can it not be a map? Could it be anything but a map right now? We do drain the dam though, so we won't have to worry about that. In fact, once they come across Swamp Palace again, they'll be able to traverse a little deeper in there. The moment they find a key to Swamp Palace, that is. As we do get on the next door neighbor, we do have our Tower of Hera dungeon, and I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is not possible to clear because, oh well, no, they have the big key. They can clear this. It's just that they can't full clear this because they ain't got the small key to be going down the coffee break room. So yeah, we will be seeing a clear finally for the first time as we get a blue mail in the back part of the first floor. But yeah, we're gonna finally get a crystal or a pendant, whichever comes first. Well, it's saying P over there at the top right. That's one of the new features that they added into the randomizer. You will now know the location, the dungeon's prize location, which is either a pendant or crystal. And I think you have to have the map in order for it to be revealed. So you don't have to check your map all the time to see which is a lot helpful. We do get our Bombos medallion from the big chest, so that's fantastic. That's Turtle Rock tucked away, ready to be opened, so to say. At least that entrance. But yeah, thank you for correcting me earlier about the Swamp Palace. I forgot they still have yet to come across flippers. Which at this point, I'm led to believe that's in this vanilla location right now. Unless Scrub Castle can prove me wrong, and it's in one of these chests in Misery Mire right now, because I feel like that's the case as well. But yeah, Salty Fry is taking out Morty in clean fashion, gets a small key for its efforts, and that's a small key to Turtle Rock. So that's not a huge That's not a huge loss at all. Finding keys to Turtle Rock can be very beneficial. But that is our first boss kill. It may be a pendant, but hey, at least it's something. Meanwhile, Scrub Casual's continuing the dive into Misery Mire, pulling up chests, not coming up with anything enticing. They're going to take a Death Warp here. They're low on hearts, so this is understandable. Oh, look! The dam that we had to drain from had our flippers! Who'd have thunk it? I didn't. But nah, that's gonna be... That's at the very least. Swamp Palace accessible for Salty Fry. They don't have the hook shot yet. But with all these items, with that item that just got revealed, they may drive them further away from going into Skull Woods to get the hook shot. Which I hope that may not be the case. You know, that may be an issue. But it looks like Scrub Cat, thanks to some more Arcane, Scrub Casual is doing the right side of Ganon's Tower, and I don't know why they're doing this, but they're doing Tower Room of all things. Actually, you know, no, this kind of makes sense. To be honest, if you're this deep into the, well, not this deep, but if you're still hurting to look for progression, this is not a bad decision. It's just only when you're in gold mode you should never do this room. As we pull up 10 arrows, lesson learned. Meanwhile, with the flippers, Salty Fries taking a look in the checkerboard cave, saw absolutely nothing. They're gonna move on. And there's our bow, top of the torch, in Ganon's Tower. Where is our boots? Who do we have to kill to get our Nikes? Is what I'm saying. Which boss? Is it Mothia? Is Mothia's holding on to our boots? But oh my goodness. Ganon's Tower is pulling up big keys all of a sudden, and I don't like the look of that. And there's our small key to Swamp Palace. Grub Casual theoretically could go in there and clear it right now, thanks to the fact that they have hookshot, but they still need to drain the dam. And the moment they do, they can go in to White World's dam, get the flippers, and then go ahead and do. Keep forgetting that Scrub Casual does not have flippers yet. Getting my runners crisscrossed at the moment. But Waterfall Fairy didn't really yield anything good, which is rather unfortunate. But we're going to be paying a visit to Zora right now. And hopefully Zora's ledge has something for us. No, it does not. Fantastic. Thanks, Seed. I hate it. I do like the play to keep going deeper into Ganon's Tower here, though, from Scrub Casual. You have a lot of checks in here that you can partake in, thanks to the fact that you do have keys. Not only that, you do have the red cave, so you can check out the right side as well. So, wait, they checked the... No, they did not check the right side. They did the tire room, and then just decided to go nope. We do get gauntlets. Thank goodness we got gauntlets. Another small key to Turtle Rock. And you get a map. I'm hoping that's the last map we find right now, to be honest. Without a bow, there's no point into going further into it, because I think the next set of areas that you need to do, which will be Bob's chest, and then the And then Armos 2, but we don't have the bow, so there's no point in doing that. I mean, you could, but it'd be rather long, painful, and stupid. Plus, you don't really have the equipment to really deal with it. Salty Fry coming out of Desert Palace. I don't know where they came in from with that one, but they did scout out. Wait, no, I know. I think I remembered, but I just don't know. I just don't know right now. Yeah, this is a rather interesting turn of events. It's worth noting though that it's not a good sign to be like 45 minutes in when commentating and you realize one of the runners have yet to get their flute. I feel like Salty Fry is getting locked out of the good stuff. Also, oh no, boomerang strats for Armos. I remember boomerang strats for Armos. I do believe flute was in the Eastern Palace. Yeah, flute was definitely Eastern Palace because that's what Scrub Casual went to. As we get in a peek in Ice Cave and get 300 rupees for our efforts, which is funny enough. This is the French vanilla location for Ice Cave, because Ice Cave Light World is that bombable location right there. And yeah, 45 with no boots is a feels bad man moment. But we took a look at the brothers' room. Didn't really see much, which is rather unfortunate. And Scrub Castle is just working backwards in this dungeon a little bit. Hopefully, trying to see if they can find some more goodies from there, which I don't blame them. Going into the theoretically will be the last chest here that he can get access to, and only finding bombs from there. That's not really cash money if you seed. Meanwhile, Dark World Witch's Hut. We get oh hey, the 50 rupee guy. Hi, how you doing? And Scrub Casual leaving Turtle Rock's entry through the entrance, and we come out in Eastern Palace. Wow. What's on the ledge? Oh, 20 rupees, really? Could you at the very least be 300? I think we picked up all of our 300, to be honest. Hey, look, it's the bomb guy. And in what should be Desert Palace's first area part. Oh my goodness. This seed is full of surprises. Speaking of surprises, 82 from SpeedGaming 3 is paying us a visit here. Hey, hi guys, how you doing today? As Salty Fry pulls up a lantern on Pyramid Ledge. That's going to be very helpful. That is our only life source now. But for those of you tuning in, welcome. We are streaming Elite to the Past Randomizer League Season 4. This is Week 5 of Cross Keys. And everything is just about as you imagine it. Horrible. 48 minutes, man, with no boots. We do get a bow 48 minutes in, however, so I guess that makes up for it. Doesn't make up for it that the other bow is on Ganon's torch. But I feel like Square Casual is not going to take that initiative to finish Eastern Palace now. They have the big key. They don't really necessarily Lantern if you're experienced enough to go through those dark rooms, at the very least in Eastern Palace. So, yeah. I do believe that is the second small key. Yes, that is correct for Castle Tower. Salty Fry has a lantern. That's what it is that they picked up. But yep, it looks like I feel like with the bow, you should be tracing back your steps to go to the Eastern Palace and finishing that up at this point. Especially since you didn't pick up the big key chest and defeat Armos. But it looks like Scrub Casual has found the old man's cave where you can pick up the old man from that leads into Death Mountain. So he's gonna go ahead and do that. Pick up the old man, saving and quitting, and then more likely than not, using the flute to get to Death Mountain to turn in the old man for a prize. Meanwhile, Waffle House Drive-Thru's Salty Fry is going through the Palace of Darkness area, picking up Kiki. Gonna go ahead and pay Kiki the 100 rupees to throw the monkey up on top of the roof to unlock the door. And they're gonna be really disappointed to find out what they're gonna come across in there. Well, actually, no. This is mini. Actually, no. They're still gonna be disappointed. We went through this already. I just not realized that Mini Mojo Cave had absolutely nothing. Otherwise, I'll be pointing out right now. But yeah, Scrub Casuals dip into the Spectacle Rock Cave, leads to them finding Hyrule Castle. And at this point, I do believe they only have one key there, as compared to Salty Fries 2. So they're probably going to peek into here for a bit. And after the first check, after the second chest check, they're not going to really linger around much longer. Yeah, doing this with Fighter Sword is a little bit of a pain. Especially with those guys, because they don't want to leave you alone. And 50 rupees. I'm going to proceed further thanks to the fact that they have a key tucked away, so hopefully it'll come across something good. And then I realized that you have to do this in the dark. And this is where we get to see our runners who are in the Invitational in this race display their prowess and knowledge of small rooms and dark rooms alike. This is why they're in the Invitational, and I'm still in the open. But yeah, it didn't look like there was anything to be had in the sewers in Dark Cross Room, which was a map, which is unfortunately. So Salty Fries are gonna move on, save and quit, and then leave. Meanwhile, Scrub Casual, I did believe they pulled up the chest in the Dark Maze section of Hyrule Castle Tower, so they went ahead and left as well. And it was, I believe, a shield, which is not fun. It's not great. That means that they ended up with another shield upgrade. We get the Butter Shield. Oh, okay, it was bombs. Okay. Thank you, my second pair of eyes. I know. I mean, I'm just saying that I'm just comparing myself to the Invitational. I know there's a lot of great runners in the open. I'm just saying this is why I'm still in the open and not in the Invitational, because I'm not that good. But that is to say though, the open divisions, they do have some banger teams out there with some amazing matches to be had. So if you are interested in seeing some of those after this doozy of a seed, there's always more action to be had if you take a look at the Link to the Past Randomizer League's website and take a look at the schedules today, or even tomorrow. You know, just check on it every once in a while. There's always matches to be had. That can be either that'll be hopefully restreamed at some point, you know, in a later due date. That I don't know for sure, but you know what site will tell you the details of the results of that match that reason why they had 4? The links to the past Randomizer Leaks website. But all joking aside, it looks like our runners are doing a little bit more crisscross. Scrub Casual, he is taking a moment to go into Eastside Death Mountain. I do believe we checked the rooms here. If not, this is probably a good thing to go through. As we did come across one room being a shop, which is not much important. Both of our runners are up here. The only difference is that Salty Fry went through here. Wait, how did they went through here? Did they have the hook shot or did they have the mirror? Oh wait, no. I forgot. This is crisscross. This is crisscross door. Key doors. Obviously, there's an exit that led up to there. Okay. I was getting a little confused here. Not really. Hyrule Castle, the Hyrule Castle in the basement, Zelda's dungeon had the Moon Pearl. So there was no need for keys to be in logic for that one. You can just naturally go there. Speaking of naturally going places, though, do give our runners a follow in their respective Twitch channels. It's just a little clink on from our bot, SpeedGaming bot, doing a fantastic job of doing the plugs for me as I talk about this seed and how much of a train wreck it is at the moment a little bit. As we do get a map check for the first time in a while, we get red crystals 5 and 6 being in Skull Woods and Turtle Rock, while some blue crystals are scattered here and there. We did get a pit. We do know where one pennant is at. That is in Tower of Hera. So, wonder if there's any other areas to be at here. Just saying. The sky's the limit. We could find something huge in the next 5 seconds or 10, maybe. I don't know. I'm just trying to get everyone's hopes up. But yeah, with cross keys, you have to be prepared to be in for the long haul because there's a lot of doors to go through. That's a lot of stuff that you have to remember, and then there's a lot of things that you need to acquire in order to be in go mode at the least. Lumberjack drop down was 20 rupees. That I remember because it was 20 rupees, and I was like, I wish I had 20 rupees right now. 20 rupees would be great. I would have bought me a pizza at that point. But yeah, I kind of worried for Salty Fry because they have yet to find the hook shot or flipper. Well, they got their flippers. The hook shot is more what I'm more worried about because that deters them a lot away from a few other areas, as well as the flu. We do get an entrance to Thieves Town Dungeon. I forgot what the actual dungeon name is called. We just call it Thieves Town Dungeon. Not really finding anything good here as I get the sniffles about how bad this seed is. Scrub Casual didn't grab the lamp because I don't think he went into the pyramid ledge. Pyramid ledge was where the lamp was at. But yeah, this is I probably should have opened up my tracker and started trying to track all this action myself of where the entrances and exits were. But there's a reason why I'm staying away from cross keys, and this is one of them. Yeah, I do believe both of our runners. Oh wait, no. Small Fry does not have a big key, so he won't be progressing deeper into this dungeon like Scrub Casual. So after the 4th chest, they're gonna promptly leave and continue their search elsewhere. You know, we're an hour into the seed, and we have yet to find the fire rod of all things. Where's our fire rod? At least give us that. We do get a shovel, though. We do get a shovel. That's something I'm going to be feeling very happy about when I realize that the shovel will have something very important soon. But yeah, both of our runners trekking through Thieves Town dungeon, and they're gonna... Well, Small Fry, he's gonna be leaving out now that he opened his 4 chests. Meanwhile, Scrub Casual is gonna go deeper into this dungeon, gonna finish it, and they're gonna get their first crystal of the seed, and it's gonna be a wonderful sight. I mean, blind boss fight is pretty straightforward, and if you can follow script to the T, it's a very trivial fight. Only on paper, but you have to stick with the moves. And speaking of sticking, you know what didn't stick? That shield that Scrub Casual picked up is sliding everywhere now. It's a buttery shield. It's a very slippery shield. That's the reason why runners are having issues holding the butter shield. It just slips and slides all over their hands. It's very slippery and icky, and not even sticky. It just glides. Kind of makes you wish you could shield surf in this game. That'll be fantastic. Hey, someone put that in the next April Fool's seed. Butter sword shield surfing. All jokes aside, we are now in our first crystal boss of this seed, Blind, from Thieves Town. And Scrub Casual doing a fantastic job on the first part. Second part is deviated, so now everything's going to be off the table. But thankfully, Scrub Casual got the bouquet. If he is in trouble, which he is not, cleans that fight up very, very well. Gets 50 rupees for his troubles, though. Thanks, Seed. I hate it. But what we don't hate, though, is that we acquired our first crystal 1 hour and 2 minutes into this seed. Meanwhile, Salty Fry, they're going to go ahead and take that shovel and hopefully digging up some very good treasures from there. I mean, what could potentially be here that'll be worth our while going into here? I swear, if I see another compass, we're gonna quit. I mean, that was 3 bombs, but that was close enough, kind of. Whew. But yeah, it's a good thing you dig it up, though, you know, just saying. What if someone stepped on that? So yeah, for those of us joining us today, this is Link to the Past Randomizer, Season 4. Week 5 cross keys. Cross keys being that there's a key sanity setting, which all the keys, maps, and compasses are shuffled, as well as the entrances and exits are shuffled as well for the game. So our runners have to plot out the course, look for progression, get the keys, and finish the seed. Man, it's a pretty daunting task, but seeing these runners go through it makes me feel like I should give it a try as well. So Scrub Casual now finding the dam, which is of course in Dark World Super Money Hop entrance. Not Super Money Hop entrance, but in the merchant cave merchant section. The one on the left is Super Money Hop Cave. But yeah, they're gonna drain the dam. They're gonna get their flippers the moment they take a moment to save and quit and go back to the light world and check out the dam's contents. We do get finally a fire rod in the back of the sewers. I am pretty sure Salty Fry is gonna kick himself because he was in Dark Cross not too long ago and decided to save and quit after he pulled up the chest. But yeah, with that fire rod now, they can do Skull Woods, which they probably have went into immediately. Like, without even a moment's hesitance. They're already in here. They're storming to Mothula, and they're gonna set that moth ablaze. Speaking of ablaze, some Bombos action. Taking out all of these, I forgot what they call them, but I'm just gonna call them mummies. They're all dead anyway. It doesn't matter. They're dead. Burnt alive. But yeah, we're gonna progress further deep into this dungeon. We're gonna take the fall, meet Mothula, and we're gonna just have a few words for him. I bet you Mothula has our boots. I'm still sticking by that guess. And here we go for our next dungeon, crystal dungeon fight. Mothula, Salty Fry giving them the business, set lighting him up. That moth is lit. And one good poke. Can we get another one? Because I'm pretty sure this moth is supposed to be dead by now. There we go. 2 more slashes and it's out. As we get... Oh, okay. We get a big key. And that big key is to Ganon's tower. Alright. That is probably one of the main big keys that we are hoping to come across. Actually, no. It's the cross keys. I don't think they need to go into Ganon's tower and beat Aga 2. Do they? Am I not mistaken? Nah. If not, then oh well. I mean, it's still a big key. They did a fantastic job of clearing that boss fight, though. Not gonna lie. Salty found the sword. Both Salty and Scrub Casual found the sword in the bottom left section of Kakariko Village, bombable HUD. So yeah, they both found one pretty early. And even then, Fighter's Sword is not really that fantastic to use. You're at that point, you're better off switching off the hammer. But Salty Fry did it in a fantastic manner. No, Salty didn't mark. No, our tracker didn't. Our tracker marked it. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, now it looks like it's man, where are our runners have what other areas do our runners have the privilege of going into? Because you don't really have much to go by. Scrub Casual's going into the Desert Palace section of the map. Meanwhile, Scrub Casual Salty Fry is going to... I think they're going to check Bumper Ledge. But outside that, I don't remember what possibly they could go to. Ah, jeez, all the decisions. But Boomer Friendly Scrub Casual's gonna come across Hype Cave, and they're not gonna be very hyped about this. In fact, they're gonna be very salty. This is the worst Hype Cave ever, I swear. And having to look at this twice in a row makes... Not in a row, well, yeah, no, yeah, twice in a row. Having seen this twice in one run makes me feel just disgusted. But But yeah, Salty Fry with at the very least using some of the keys that they got. I'm gonna take a dip into Palace of Darkness, hopefully to come across something good, but it doesn't look like that's the case. But guess what? We don't have to worry about using the bow to get through here, because if I'm not mistaken, Salty Fry is gonna pull up I'm gonna do something very fun with one of those bottles very soon. Taking intentional damage, which makes a lot of sense. Gonna blow up the bombable wall and then drink the potion as they transition to cause the camera to do a little fun thing that we like to call oopsie daisy. Remove those mimics out of the way to trick the room from thinking that the room is cleared. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the potion glitch. They're gonna get rewarded a whole heart for their efforts of doing so. And a single arrow. But hey, you know what? It's fine, because they can go deeper into the dungeon with this. Thankfully enough, you know. Just gotta make sure they do a little run over to here, over to there with the bomb, and then use the last key that they have acquired to go deeper in the back part. So there's a choice. They can do hammering up, or they can wait to do hammering up later, which I think what they're gonna do now. They're gonna wait to do hammering up because there's a lot of other tricks they can do. As they pull up 50 rupees from the turtle chest, which is, why are we getting money now when we needed it before we paid a visit to Zora? Speaking of Zora, Scrub Casual is paying a visit to Zora, and we're going to see what Zora gives us. A mushroom. A mushroom. Something about this does not feel good right now. I'm a little bit worried, because we didn't find anything in Palace of Darkness basement. And our buddy Salty Fries are going to show us how to do hammer jump. We line ourselves up to a specific pixel, plant our bomb to the side, and then align ourselves to the bomb shadow, which that should be good enough. And once it explodes, we can just hop over here. Easy does it. That mushroom better be tasty. That's all I'm saying. We do get a small key in the Dark Maze, and in the Palace of Darkness maze, Dark Maze, blah, blah, blah. Hopefully this chest has us. Oh, hey, we get the ice rod. That's, I guess that's fine. I guess. But yeah, meanwhile, Scrub Casual depleted their magic on purpose to do what we call the fake powder glitch, which gives us a map to Eastern. Why are you like this, Seed? Could you at least award our runners for breaking the game a little? Just, why you gotta be like this? Scrubcast is gonna go ahead and casually turn in this mushroom to the lady. This $500 mushroom. I don't even remember where the potion shop is at. Where was the potion shop? This is, the doors are crisscrossed. Can't be in this vanilla location, right? No, of course not. But Scrubcast is gonna go into the Palace of Darkness. Oh no, this is Eastern. Finally, they enter in Eastern to go ahead and finish this dungeon up, which is gonna be our third crystal. Yeah, I think third crystal. Yeah. Yeah, excuse me. Bless me. I'm sorry. I tried to mute my mic and it was too late. This seed's making. This seed is. Oh jeez, this seed is terrible. Oh. While I was getting caught in the sneezing fit, Salty Fry finally gets there. God, I'm so sorry. I try not to have a habit of just sneezing when streaming, and I still did it. But enough about that. Scrub Casual going through the dark room of Eastern Palace, the first part of it at least, to get a key to go over to the small chest that has the big key in it, theoretically. But since this is Kisani, it's not there. That is up to you. If you feel like if you need to join in to help me out in this commentary, I wouldn't mind it. But that's only up to you.
I'm happy to help out.
Yay! Joined with us here is our tracker, Lady Laura Linda.
Yep, you had it right.
Every time I see a lot of L's like that, my tongue gets instantly tied. So it's just real like, oh Lord, help me. But meanwhile, the Scrub Casual checking out the last end of the Eastern Palace dungeon. We're gonna go ahead to the final part. I didn't think they pulled up anything good from the big chest.
Nope, they didn't.
We do get a small key in the big chest, which is Misery Mario for Turtle Rock. Yeah. Well, Misery Mario's key in Turtle Rock's big chest. Good lord. Yeah, this seed is full of surprises. Yeah. That's... Oh yeah, they did get the cane. Otherwise they wouldn't be doing that. I was like, wait a minute. Oh me. But Scrub Casual finishing up their almost fight, get a whole heart for their efforts. But another crystal in the bag. They did pull up a book from the crystal roller room, so that's good. Laser bridge. Let's see what we get. Hopefully something good. 10 bombs is not what I said would be considered good right now. Or 5 rubies for that matter. We do get a small key to Ice Palace though, so that's not that bad. Gonna take the exit out from the laser bridge to do a little safety exit. Oh lord. Why does the library spike cave have the master sword, and why in that location? Meanwhile, the last chest on Laser Bridge is blue potion. Fantastic. Free refill if you really needed it. But that's 4 potions in for Salty Fry, and that's kind of crazy when you think about it. This seed is dumb. I'll just put it bluntly. This seed is dumb. But Salty Fry is going to take on Trinex. More likely, they're going to use the hammer to do the damage. Hopefully, I think. I want to say yes. No, maybe. There we go. Yep. Good old whacking with the hammers. 5 strikes should be doing the trick. Down that goes. Now for the other side.
In the meantime, Scrub Casual is in Swamp Palace.
Ends up finding a big key to Misery Mire, so that's another big key down the locked and secured onto our keychain. Had to hurt. Well, no, it's alright. Fairy in a bottle. Mulligan. Salty Fry taking an unfortunate death. Not small fry, salty fry. Well, I'm saying small fry again. It's the S. The S and the... It's just the S. I keep thinking that's small fry for some reason.
Scrub Casual found the big key to the Ice Palace.
And Salty Fry gets a Master Sword, so we know the third location of our sword progression. Both runners finding their Master Sword at 2 different locations. So, Laura Linda, what are your thoughts on this seed right now?
My thoughts are that I'm glad I'm not playing it.
Likewise. I think my brain would have been fried trying to do this seed.
It's been very difficult to follow what kind of logic that the seed expects you to do. It's been very stingy.
Yeah, I definitely agree on that matter as well. Like, I thought breaking the logic a little bit would have yielded something good, but even then, it refused to give anything up. We did get a big key to Desert Palace, though, in the Crystal Roller Room, and that's a nice find to have. Meanwhile, Swamp Palace, Scrub Castle doing West Side Swamp, which is understandable because we have yet to come across anything else good afterwards. Like, come on, see, why are you like this? But hey, it's fine. Pulls up a small key to Desert Palace, which we do need to get. Hopefully the next area over here will give us some more goodies. No, just bombs. Where's our boots? I'm starting to think that it's on pedestal now, and that's a scary sign.
Yeah, because we need the boots.
Yep, we need the boots because one of our main ingredient items is locked behind there. Well, wait, that small key on the torch in Desert Palace theoretically could be anything.
Right?
Could even be a Ganon's Tower key that we don't need, or an Swamp Palace key, small key. No, we already found our Swamp Palace, but a Skull Wood small key that we don't really need. We do get some miscellaneous trash from Diver Down.
We hope to have silvers. We'll need the boots.
Salty Fry continues to go right for Ganon's Tower. Okay, you know what? I remember now why Scrub Casual skipped out on this room. Because you need the fire rod or a lantern, for that matter, to do this. This makes a lot of sense now. I was wondering, like, wait, why did Scrub Castle pass up this room area section? There's our... Why is our mirror there? Seed, would you like to explain yourself? Why is the mirror there? Why? So not only that the mirror was locked behind Fire Rod, you had to find Ganon's tower as well. And have, like, at the very least one key to do it. Thankfully, though, both our runners had the appropriate keys to at least explore this area, but with Fire Rod locking out Mirror, that means Scrub Casual may be in trouble, and Small Salty Fry could be catching up slowly but surely with that knowledge. Well, not that knowledge, but that item acquired in Toad. That's cross keys for you. So the only thing that will stop Salty in as far as like progressing deeper into Ganon's tower is that the fact that they don't have the bow. So they can't really check the rest of the chest there. So I believe at the random room, they could go a bit farther, like going into Bob's chest and getting that treasure chest to see what's there. But outside of that, there's not much to really check afterwards. They do have the Ganon's Tower big key, so there's that chest as well to check. Which looks like they are going to set out to do. Meanwhile, Scrub Casual is going ahead into the later part of the Total Rod. More likely, well, no, they don't have Fire Rod or Ice Rod to finish this dungeon at all. Man, this seed hurts. Got our literature. Time to go and oh wait, no, they can check Laser Bridge anyways. That's right. That doesn't require a key, thankfully. Oh man, we see some bond straps for this room. To be honest though, I don't blame them. And it worked too. Salty Fry checking out what could potentially be in Bob's chest, and it is... Oh hey! Quake! Time for some Armos. Using the sword beams. Actually, this is kind of explained. I didn't realize that, but all the Armos have to be in place first before they start moving around, and that gives Salty Fry enough time to at the very least take 2 out before they start doing their formation movement. Or I like to call the rave party dance of some sort. I don't know which song they will be playing right now, but I'm pretty sure it's got a lot of oomph into it. And I'm gonna go ahead and start using the Fire Rod to burn up the last Armos, and gonna check out these 3 chests here. What could they be? Bombs, rupees, half magic. Half magic, okay, but why the other 2? Why the other 2? I thought we were done pulling up garbage today. I have to be salty for salty at this point. Meanwhile, Scrub Casuals going into the west side of Death Mountain, Dark World Death Mountain. They're going to check out what Spike Cave has and a few other rooms, which could have some potential to be another dungeon and whatnot, but nah. Looks like Spike Cave had nothing, so we're going to move over to the, I believe what would be the fairy room in Death Mountain, Dark Death Mountain. This is right here. And this will be a merchant. Yeah, okay. I guess that's fine. Well, I'm not surprised. Salty Fry is stepping into the Ice Palace dungeon. They do have, at the very least, a key, so they could theoretically clear this dungeon. Not sure. No, they should be able to full clear it as well. They do have hammer. Hammer, bombos, fire rod. What else? Hookshot, and some arcane. So yeah, it is possible to kind of full clear this, but you have to do it in a weird way, I guess, without keys. But thanks to the fact that they do have a key, they don't have to really worry about it that much. So it looks like they're going to hit the switch here, so I guess they're going to kill the boss first before exploring to this dungeon even further, which is what you usually do if you do have the intent of killing the boss as soon as possible. Setting up for Icebreaker, or what the technical term is, door extension glitch. Using pause buffering too. Excellent job doing it first try. And even without the use of the fire rod, Scrub Casual pulling out the Bombos medallion to melt the ice golem to proceed deeper into the Ice Palace dungeon. So both of our runners in Ice Palace now. We're gonna see a little divergence, mainly with the use of bombos, I guess, but not much to. Probably gonna follow the same route. Open up all the doors at the very least. Do they both have big keys to this? Yes, they do. No,
I don't believe Salty Fry does.
Yeah, that's gonna be a huge difference, and if there is some, oh, okay, I was about to say if something huge was in Big Chest, and lo and behold, Titans meant being a chest before that. So Salty Fry dodging a huge bullet there. That is kind of wild to come across, but hey, we got it. So I guess now we can just go ahead and take a look at the last chest of here, the last possible chest here, and then Salty Fry is probably going to go ahead and start working towards checking out the tablets, I guess, with that item, but not entirely sure yet. They don't really have much to check here, if I recall correctly, but like I said before, I don't remember any of the rest of the dungeon's entrances here, so I'm kind of confused. As our T-Slime room being bringing the bug net. Can't have a C without bug net, for sure. And Salty Fry stepping into the pit where Cold Stare is at. Gonna light him up for a bit. Be a lot more efficient to do with Bombo since you have magic, but as long as you do it, you can do it. Oh, go! Impressive use of the hammer. Not gonna lie. Got one to the corner. Take that one out pretty cleanly. Decided to switch back to the sword. Wants to have to deal with the rest of them. Good clean fight for there. And that is our next crystal for Salty Fry, having 2 in total now. Scrub Casual is now going to take a look at what could be in Big Chess. And it is going to be a cape. Now, if Bumper Ledge had something... Well, no, not even Bumper Ledge. Actually, I don't think cape is going to be important at this point. Well, anyways, Bombo's medallion tablet didn't really give us anything, just a piece of art. So we're just going to move on from there. And now it is Scrub Casual's turn to do the Cold Stare fight. It's interesting enough, they're just working on slashes, keeping them in a corner. They do need to be careful, though. And that's where that cape comes into play. Take a chug of red and you're back in the game. But this fight was a little bit lengthy for Scrub Casual. Being able to, like, have a backup in case something bad goes wrong. In case something goes wrong in this fight. It's always something to fall back to. Safety over speed, if you can help it. We found the front part of Desert Palace, but we did not find the second part of Desert Palace yet. So that's what our runners need to do. Salty Fry making excellent use of the mirror to check out the second room of where the brothers would be at. And now diving into Swamp Palace and go ahead and gonna clean that up. Gonna get their big key to Misery Mire, so that leaves a big incentive to get a Misery Mire now at this point. I don't think we had anyone check out Catfish, did they?
Not yet.
Huh. I feel like at this point it would have been a good idea to do so. Interesting. While our runners are going through the paces, crisscrossing between each other, do give them a follow on their respective channels for doing a fantastic job here of giving us this run. Meanwhile, while we're on that subject, you know, just to do a few more name drops for the people in the back, flipping the switches, making sure the stream is running fine. Do give a follow to our fellow tracker, who is doing a fantastic job of pushing buttons and making sure to keep us up to date on our runners' equipment loadout. Lady Laura Linda, as well as our restreamer, who gave us the opportunity to take on this restream today, Diesel Pilot. Thank you very much.
Well, and our commentator too, you need to follow him.
No, please don't follow me. I'm really bad at video games right now. And I'm a little sick right now. I'm starting to feel that way. I believe this bad seed is giving me the case of the running nose. That'd be hilarious if somewhere in this Misery Mire Dark World the Boots is here. Just saying. But yeah, Scrub Casual looking in to check. Oh my goodness, Blind Tut being in Misery Mire's Left, right shed. Good grief. I don't like this at all. We pull up from the chest 20 rupees. 50 rupees. Can we get 100? Oh no, we get a piece of heart. A whole heart. And some bombs. In the back of here is our boots! Yeah! We got speed finally! 1 hour and 40 minutes in. This seat sucks. Oh, me. You have to do quite a bit to get into there, too. Our first gloves were... I want to... Where was our first gloves were? Ganon's Tower. Left side. And then our other gloves was Ice Palace Dungeon. Before the big chest.
Well, and you have to have flute to get there too.
Yeah, flute to get there too as well. But our runners found flute very early, which was man, where was flute? Eastern Palace, if I'm not mistaken. Well, Scrub Casual found it first early. Salty Fry manages to get his, I think, a little bit later afterwards. But Salty Fry finishing up their Swamp Palace dungeon, cleaning up the Argus fight. Gonna move on. Meanwhile, Scrub Casual's gonna put those boots to use. Gonna run right back into Ganon's Tower. Cause he wants that silvers. There's no reason to not get them right now at this point. You might as well grab them. So now the $30 question here would be, how long you think it'll take Salty Fry to find those boots? Because he haven't stepped into Mizumari, even despite... No, they can't even step into Mizumari yet because they ain't got the flute.
Right.
What's going on in this scene again? Oh, me, this is a mess. I just now realized that Scrub Casual just does not have a fire rod yet. Or lantern. Let's see. Oh, wait, no. Scrub Casual should be coming across their fire rod. Like, if I'm not mistaken, the, No. Oh my goodness. What was fire rod again? That's fine though. We're gonna... I do believe they're gonna check out the Bob's chest as well as the other chest as well. I think they have the big key. No, they don't even have the big key yet. But no, Fire Rod's not an escape, that's for sure. They would have found it ages ago because most runners went into the escape at some point. But Scrub Casual's making quick clean work of almost 2. Thanks to the oh right. Basement Hyrule Castle. Duh. Okay. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Oh dear me, this seat is a hot mess. Shaking my head. What is this seed right now? Scrub Castle's going into Ice Palace dungeon entrance, and this will lead us into a ferry. Nothing important at all. I can only be filled with disappointment right now. The boosters in Blind's Hut, which was located in Mr. Meyer's right shed, which you need the flutes and titanments to get into. First glove was in Gannis Tower DM room, either DM room or the rando room, and the other glove was in Ice Palace before the big chest. But yeah, it looks like Salty's finally going to come across their... Going to finally get their flute. They're going to be pretty sad that they haven't gotten this yet. Unless Salty decides to just abandon this. No way, no, they're going to do it. Okay, good. No, wait. Flute was elsewhere. It's in Eastern. Yeah. I was like, wait a minute. I thought they were going into Eastern. This is Thieves Town. I guess they're going to finish this up first before they go into Eastern Palace, right? Where was Eastern Palace entrance again? Because I don't remember.
I thought it was in Cack Village.
Yeah, okay, yes, it was in Cack Village, because it was one of the first few dungeons we found. And yeah, Mirror's right side GT, Compass Room. This is... Oh, man. Armorers are hard at work trying to piece this seed together in their own way. And I can only, like... I'm seeing from both sides, and I am just floored. Grove Casual has yet to find their fire and ice rod. Salty Fry, still looking for their flute. And bow, which I don't remember where the other bow was at. Man, what is with this sea? But hey, we're back at we are back at Palace of Darkness. Scrub Casual has a seeking feeling that there's some more stuff to be had here. Did they ever check this area out, or was that just Salty Fry? Oh, okay, Salty Fry just got the bow. Okay, noted. Right. Okay, yeah. Scrub Casual didn't come in here at one point. That was Salty Fry that went in here because he did the potion glitch. Say theoretically, yeah, yes, he should be in Gomo, but we don't. Well, I don't remember where the rest of the dungeons were, let alone if they had a pendant or not. But yeah, we're looking for the back of Desert Palace, and then theoretically, we have seen all the dungeon areas, entrances to each dungeons and whatnot, but have yet to come across that yet. I blinked only once, and it turned out Salty Fry has killed blind. I did not see it. I just closed my eyes, and it's not, that boss is not there anymore. That was really quick. This is this seed is a doozy. This seed is a doozy. Grab casual, checking out the basement. Only gonna find a small key to the rock, which actually no, they have yet to finish the rock, but I don't think they're gonna finish it yet. Wouldn't make much sense. We have yet to find the potion shop, by the way. We need to find the potion shop at some point. Scrub Casual setting up their hammer jump. Hopefully without much of an issue. Just one spot. There we go. That's the right spot. Whee! There we go. Even though this is a pin dungeon, I hope that big chest didn't have anything important for them to get. Right, okay then. And Scrub Casual finds a rod, but it's not a fire rod. He finds Fire Rod's long lost cousin who likes to hide everywhere. The Ice Rod. Anyone into Mimic Cave? I don't think Scrub Casual did.
No, this is the first time we've seen Mimic Cave.
Oh man, what do we have in here? A whole heart. Sooner or later, so try. You're gonna have to dive into Eastern Palace. Heaven forbid if you don't.
I wonder if he's forgotten about it.
I hope they did not, because that's one of their crystals as well. Which is rather wild when you think about it. Like you just got the bow. Well, you have a bow. What's stopping you from going back to Eastern Palace and finishing that up?
Well, I think if I remember correctly, once he went into it, he walked out of it and never went into it. He just found it and left it, and has never really been in it at all.
Oh man, if he miscalculated this, that may end up costing him this race. I hope he didn't check it off the list as well either, because that could also hurt him. There has been like errors like that of that caliber, so anyone can make that kind of mistake too, so it could happen to anyone. You get to go into Agina's cave from Bumper Cave's entrance, and they're gonna find out that there's absolutely nothing in here. Go Casual dipping in Desert Palace with his buddy frog in tow. At least that's what I think it's a frog. I don't really know for sure. What's the small key to? Because I'm kind of curious now. Tower of Hera. Huh. Scarcats are getting their big key to Desert Palace now, which I don't think they're going back to.
But that was Palace of Darkness.
Oh yeah, yeah, Palace of Darkness. Yeah, right. Ugh. But where was Eastern's? Where was the entrance to Eastern again? Because I thought it was in Kakariko Village, was it?
I believe so.
Interesting. I wonder where Salty is going. Wait, Salty, you already checked the pyramid ledge. That was where your lantern was at.
No, he's going up to the back of Hyrule Castle.
Oh, right. This is one way of doing so. And this makes a lot of sense now. Okay. What's in here? Well, there's a fairy. What about the room on the left? Oh, hey, look. Saha. And his closet of magical wonders. What could it be? 20 rupees, red mail, and a small key to Palace of Darkness. Yay. Take a look on the right. And what do we get in the right door? Another fairy. This sea continues to disappoint me in impressive levels. Yeah, we almost have enough ice keys to put that into logic, as Scrub Castle finally gets their first fire source, the lantern. Kind of wild when you think about it. And for a brief moment, our runners high-fived each other before parting their ways to go into the next set of areas that they're going to try to investigate, or at the very least check. And this is the back of the desert, in the back of Cemetery. I do believe Salty Fry is now in go mode. With no boots in tow. I'm kind of surprised. Yeah, this seed is very disgusting. Even for cross keys. But yeah, what's left now is for at this point, boots is not really required because was a luxury. Yeah. Boots got you your bow and arrow quicker if you went to Genna's Tower early, along with the boots, but I mean, if you already scouted out the bow and arrow on Genna's Tower torch, but outside of that, you had to get Titan's Mint and Flute, which was locked behind Eastern Palace and Ganon Tower and Ice Palace. So yeah. No, flute was definitely required. Because that's where you found the actually wait. No, it wasn't required. Never mind. But in order to get to the boot, you need the flute. Flute made it a lot easier to navigate, though. But I believe at this point, I believe at this point, Salty Fry is just gonna look to finish up every crystal dungeon and then confronting Ganon now. Meanwhile, Scrub Casual is going to the back of the sewers. And the moment he pulls up that fire rod, he's probably going to have some choice words under his breath before saving and quitting. Thankfully, he did get the ice rod during this time, but it's still, at this point, this is probably going to feel like the nail in the coffin for him to find it at this late in the seed. Meanwhile, Salty Fry is going through the last part of Misery Mire. So they're going to be going ahead and fighting Viddy with 35 bows. I said 35 bows. He has a lot of bows to throw at him. Excuse me. 35 arrows with a bow and tow. So it shouldn't be that bad of a fight. And worst case scenario, they do have the blue cane in case they want to use the invincibility to do some additional damage as well. So, Scrub Casual found his fire rod. And the problem with finding the fire rod this deep into the sea, you don't know where your mirror is at. The mirror is literally his Gomo. And he's not going to find it here in Turtle Rock. He could finish this dungeon in Turtle Rock. But, hoping that the mirror is there. But, as we know, that he doesn't know, mirrors in Ganon's Tower right side. Actually, does he really need mirror now? I thought about it. No, wait, yes he does, because he needs to get to the back of the cemetery in order to get into the back of Desert dungeon. And he still needs Desert Big Key. Good lord. I feel like this seed has done a number to like me personally, because I still can't keep track of all the stuff that they picked up. So now Salty Fry is gonna take a jaunt down to Kakariko Village, going to go into Eastern Palace at their last dungeon. I don't know how to feel about this.
But he went straight to it, so he hadn't forgotten about it.
He has not forgotten about it. He was intentionally holding off Eastern Palace just to do this moment. Can't tell if that's God routing or it's just the feeling of trying to find back of desert was a lot more staggering. You're gonna get this flute. Don't really need it anymore at this point. Would have made routing a lot more easier. Just me. Yeah, they're not rewarded for dipping into Desert Eastern Palace, which may seem like a lot, but I feel like there's not much of a huge time loss when you do Eastern, and it's absolutely nothing or whatnot. But I guess the items that you find will deviate you away from finding Fire Rod and whatnot. But I think it's just routing decisions that made that thing kind of happen. There's nothing guaranteed in these seeds, anyways. Unfortunately, messing up the quick kill Armos, but that's okay. Again, it's not too far from here. It should be in the cemetery, if I'm not mistaken. They just need to casually drop down, say hello to Ganon, and then start up the fight. Wait, did they even get all of their crystals? Yes, they did. Yeah. So, 2 hours bootless seed at this point. Blech. Even then, with Boots being so deeply locked behind Misery Mire of all places, it's kind of disgusting. And here we go. Coming in with Master Sword and Silverless, we're gonna see some good old-fashioned spins here from Salty Fry as they take on Ganon to finish up the seed for this race. Not much good placement yet for our pig to park themselves in, but still doing some spins nonetheless. Startup phase 2, gonna get some good spins in here. Going to use the hook shot for iframes, which is an excellent idea to always do in this fight, especially when you're doing it silvers. You need every spin you can get. And that is a optimal optimal position to get some good double spin attacks on Ganon, which will lead us into the third phase, thankfully enough. I only had to do it twice, thank goodness for that. I would be panicking at this point. Shouldn't take long for the fourth phase, and then we're gonna, even with half magic, doing a torch glitch here, if you don't have silvers, is always a good idea. You want to reserve as much silver, not much silver, much magic as you can. Switch to the Fire Rod. Time for some good old-fashioned spins. And there is our optimal hit for a triple. And they can rinse repeat here. There's another triple. Salty Fry showing us his skills in dealing with Silverless Ganon, as a lot of these runners in the Invitational do. Amazing work so far. Ganon should be coming down in the next 2 or so spins, hopefully. Well, next spin, perhaps. Okay, maybe the next spin. I forgot. This is Master Sword we're dealing with here. He'll go down eventually, right? Right?
Yep. I think it's 24 spins or something like that.
Oh, me bust out the coffee. We're gonna be here for quite a while. No, I'm just kidding. The only way we'll be here for quite a while is Salty Fry falls, which hopefully is not the case here. They have been doing a very good job of being consistent in their spins not being greedy and making sure that they line up for triples at least. Oh, and gets a blue Ganon. A little bit of a tease there. Unfortunate. But that's okay. They can make up for it. And down goes the big man himself. Everyone, get your GGs out for Salty Fry as he crosses the bridge and finishes the seed with a time of 2 hours, 10 minutes, and 11 seconds. Salty Fry of Waffle House Drive-Thru takes their win for Week 5 Cross Keys against the Boomer Friendly Scrub Casual. Amazing work on a seed so diabolical. I do believe this is I'll be honest, I thought this seed would go 3 hours in for some reason, with the way how this seed is played out.
Yeah, for a while there it looked like I wasn't sure where it was going.
But yeah, that was definitely for sure one of those. I didn't think Back of the Cemetery would be the last location section to be in Go mode, but here we are right now dealing with that fact. I thought it was gonna be in Misery Mire, to be honest. With how the way the seed kind of eluded all the stuff to get to it, only for it to be Boots' location. And even then, Boots end up being a luxury item at this point. But our runners did agree to come in to do an interview. Should see if we can get someone to get them an invite into here once that gets all sorted out. Yeah, just give us a moment to get everything arranged together, because I feel like our runners have our runners for sure definitely has some thoughts on to the seed, some thoughts about this seed. For sure. I know I would. And I do believe we are joined here by Salty Fry, and not too far behind him should be coming into the room is Scrub Casual.
Salty Fry, are you there?
Yeah, hello. How you doing?
What did you think about that seed?
Well, overall it went pretty good, I guess, for me. That Moon Pearl was in an interesting location.
Yeah, about that. I was wondering for a bit, like, where the Moon Pearl could be, but both of y'all seem to find it at the early part of the seed, which was a good sign. as we are joined by Scrub Casual. GG to you two. Good work out there dealing with how tough this seed was.
GG's.
Yeah, thank you, GG's. Honestly, I heard Fry saying I don't think the seed was honestly too bad. It was just finding Desert Palace just seemed the hardest part for the whole thing for me.
Well, it's probably because y'all you both of you are used to doing cross keys, which is still admirable. But for people who have never who even are just still dipping into doing cross keys, this was a nightmare to decipher.
Well, one of the things that was really odd about it was, like I said, the Moon Pearl being down in the basement of Hyrule Castle. Like, when I was down there, I had my finger on the reset button, ready to reset when I opened that chest, because I was going to go back in, steal the key, and then just head to the back instead. That way I could check the entire thing and not have to worry. It's like the last thing you want to do in a seed where Sanctuary's at Lumberjack is get yourself in a situation where you end up having to do Aga for something.
Yeah, that was another thing.
And then, eventually, I was obviously out of logic until I found that flute at the very, very end there. And, I had that in the back of my mind the whole time, obviously, because, I remember finding the Hyrule Castle small key up there on the mountain, and I'm like, well, how the hell am I supposed to get this? And I was trying to piece it all together. I'm like, well, I guess I probably need the flute to get up here. And eventually I'm like, well, if it's just a flute, that does open up a couple locations eventually when I got the mitts, but that was a long time that happened. So I wasn't really in a big hurry. I kind of figured they were either in Mire or either in Eastern, but I was hoping to find the bow before I went to Eastern. I was hoping to find the Mire big key before I went to Mire. Ultimately, I did, thankfully. I was able to kind of work around, and yeah, it all kind of played out well in the end, I guess.
Honestly, yeah, I got flute early because I wanted to Eastern. I decided to just go for the 3, and I figured you did too. I figured that would have been like a normal play, but I guess I love to see people play the game different. That's one of my favorite things about watching these races, especially when you get to play cross keys. There are so many options that the routing can be so different, and it makes it a lot more fun to try to follow.
Yeah, funny enough, both of you were moving together for the beginning part until Scrub Castle dipped into Eastern Palace first. And that's where that diversion started to begin to take shape and form. I think by not finding the flute, you kind of got pushed into the direction where the fire rod and ice rod was at, which allowed you to, at the very least, manage to clean his seed up afterwards, despite it being a nasty trek toward in Misery Mire, which required both progression gloves as well as the flute, and it was in Mire's right shed because that was the entrance to Blind Hut.
Oh yeah.
I was asking Fry because I never found it. Does anyone remember where Mirror was?
Oh me, I think Mirror was in because right side Ganon's tower.
Oh my god! All right.
Yeah, you didn't have you didn't have fire rod or light source at all for right side Ganon's tower, so that's why you skipped out on it the first time.
Okay, because so when I was looking for Desert Palace, in my mind, I didn't even think I would have needed Mirror. I'm thinking I'm so confident that it's either a connector that led up to top of Death Mountain, and it was in Hera or in Turtle Rock entrance or something. So I didn't even think I would need Mirror until I was asking Fry, and he's like, "Oh yeah, it was Graveyard Ledge." I completely forgot about Graveyard Ledge as an entrance.
Yeah.
I was basically running out of entrances as well. I was in the situation where I didn't have the flute or the boots, so that was kind of blocking a fair number of locations for me to even get to as well. So I was starting to get to the point where I'm like, am I going to have to start checking all these all the items again to start looking for those? Because I was running out. If it was Desert North was in one of those instead, I was going to have to go back to looking for items instead.
Yeah.
It's always an awkward spot to be in where you're probably in go mode as long as Desert is not blocked by one of those items, but it could be, so you never know what to think, right?
Yep.
I never know what's the right play in these seeds, honestly. I don't do a whole lot of them. I've done enough of them, I guess. It's like with the Eastern play. Like I have no clue what's the right play there. Is it right to go in there right off the bat? Like I felt like I just had so many other entrances to go check. I'm like, it's in sitting there in Cactus will be easy to get back to later on at some point in time. So I just put it off instead, right? Like I have no clue what's the right play there, honestly.
Yeah,
Looking back, I would have loved that flute. To be honest with you, with how much walking I did around this seed with no flute, and no boots, I would have loved that flute early on. I can't. I'll say that.
yeah, we found the boots like 1 hour and 45 minutes in, if I'm not mistaken. And even then, that was still just a nasty trek. But yeah, as I was explaining to the chat during the stream when you was finishing up the last bit of the dungeon when you got into desert, I was like, nothing in these seeds are guaranteed. Anything could be anywhere. It's just a matter of where you're gonna place your chips on the table at this point and sticking with it.
Yeah, sometimes you just kind of gotta hope for the best in these. Sometimes it plays out the right way. Other times it doesn't. Like there's been a lot of several times where I've been screwed over because you end up just finding GT, so you figure you're gonna go full clear it, and then next thing you know, there's something in the big chest and you don't have the big key. You end up last locationing that for sure, pretty much in that situation.
But yeah, I don't think I have any other questions to ask. Any closing statements from you two about this seed from today's race?
I'll just say GG. Thanks a lot for the restream, the tracking. Good luck next week and going forward.
Not necessarily about this seed, but for anyone watching that hasn't done a cross keys yet, I highly recommend. If you've done any other randomizer, cross keys is by far my favorite, and it was super intimidating the first time I did one. But after you do like one or two, it gets so much easier once you understand it, and it's so much fun for me, despite it taking an extra hour to 2 hours sometimes. So definitely try it if you haven't.
And there you have it, folks. If you're keenly interested in trying to do cross keys, now would be a good time to do so for your next randomized seed run. And with that, we're going to conclude today's race. Do give a follow to our runners doing a fantastic job of finishing the seed up in 2 hours time, as well as a follow to our tracker who's been with me, saving me from my own insanity of trying to commentate alone here, Lady Laura Linda, as well as our restreamer, Diesel Pilot, for blessing us with the opportunity to give you all the chance to look at of how a cross keys seed will be. And I guess you can give me a follow. I'm not that important, but nah, I'm still there. I'm also running in the open division as well. But with that all said and done, if you do enjoy watching more speedrun in action, this isn't the only time that we do this. Take a look at the Link to the Past Randomizer's website. You'll see that they will have a glorious set of matches ready and waiting to be viewed for your viewing pleasure. So if you're down for more speedrunning, we can always take a look at that site to peep out when's the next match and whatnot, when it's going to get restreamed. And with that said and done, that'll do it for today's race. I am Ezra Hub as your commentator. Thank you all very much for watching. See you in next race.